I don't even know if it works, but you having one headphone and me having one headphone, I wonder if it picks up both.
Or yeah, there might only be a mic in one.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Check, check. Who's on the mic? Who's on the mic one, too? Are you sure? Sure about that?
Are you sure?
You sure about that?
Sister sure?
Pookie? Pookie poopy butt?
Sounds different.
Tell me more, sir.
Don't know where to begin.
Close your eyes and pick a spot on the timeline.
Spot on the time.
Uh-huh.
I guess this obvious place to start is the beginning.
Usually. Unless you start at the end and then you take people back.
Then we've got like a memento kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be cool.
Could do it.
Could you do it?
Could do it.
Could you do it?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
It looks
Could I do what? Memento?
On.
Or that? That level of it. I mean, it is full on.
It's full on.
But I think that's the thing with them, right? It's like I think that they realize that it really isn't them. They are just the stewards of it. It's bigger than them. They've just been the ones that are asked to steward and channel and maintain and all of that. But really, they're not doing it. God's doing it. So
through them.
Exactly. I mean, they're pretty much in a surrendered state. And they're like, okay, whatever you want. You want us to do? Okay, you want us to reach? You want us to get $11 million this year? Okay, let's do it.
Like,
wants to show up every week.
Life, right?
It is their life. Well, it's been their. I mean, she's been in church her whole life.
They're not like sharing their whole private life, but their whole life is being shared.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think when I see more like home videos and stuff of that of them, it makes me feel closer to them because otherwise I just see them as pastors and there's kind of like a separation where I'm like, oh, I don't get to see your humanity because you're this role.
There's a door closed.
Yeah, but when I see more of it and I'm like, I'm feeling more of like what their journey is as a family, or I'm seeing their emotions, it brings the humanity back to them. Like, oh, right, you're not like this, like, yes, this is your job, but it's more than your job. It's like, this is your calling. Like, you were called to do this and you could do something else, but you don't.
Could do something else, but you don't.
Like, it seems like he's just always known that that's his purpose. And for him, it didn't matter.
He's been committed for the last 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Starting a church in 25.
Yeah, 54.
25, 35, 45.
55, almost 30 years. I think Elevation has been 20 years.
Yeah.
But he's been pastoring it.
It's 50. He said he's 55.
54.
54, yeah. Okay. So he's been doing it since he was 25, for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. From a small town into now, like.
That's a commitment. That's like he's committed.
Mm-hmm. His whole life to God.
Almost like his whole adult life. 25 to God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, to this particular position, he's always been involved in God because he was doing Bible study and he went to church when he was younger. And I just find it so interesting that it's like you start somewhere and you're so passionate about something and you believe in it so wholeheartedly that you just like do the thing that's being asked of you. Not necessarily the thing you want to do, but the thing that's being asked of you. And you just like withstand trial and just keep doing. Like for him, it's like he just keeps doing what God asked him to do, and it's like blown up.
That's a commitment to keep listening to God, like what actually reading His Bible.
Keep studying, keep praying.
Keep studying, keep running, keep sharing.
Mm-hmm.
He's had that commitment of preaching to the church.
Yeah.
And to have to do that practically every week.
Mm-hmm.
That's intense.
Yeah, I mean, your job is to study your Bible and be connected to God and
You don't get a week off
share a word. No.
because it's not work. It's work.
Well, and that's different than other preachers because he's also writing music. So he's touring, he's writing music. It's like he's multidisciplinary in that sense. Like he could have just chose to be a pastor, but he also was like, no, I want to write music. I want to be a musician. I want to, yeah, so I want to channel it. Exactly. So it doesn't, to me, it also proves like it doesn't have to be one thing. It can be many things underneath the same umbrella.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like how you channel that energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? How you channel that energy is all for the same purpose. Which for me is the same. Like with Sex.Prayers and all of that, it's always been about God at the end of it. It's like how can all of this be for love, essentially, like bringing people back to love and trust and safety, which I think we can only access so much within ourselves because we are human beings with faults and insecurities and doubts and stuff. But yeah,
That's insecurities.
mm-hmm. And just faults. Like our confidence is so dependent on circumstance. So there's like a deeper sense of faith and trust. It's like, oh well, when my confidence falters, then what? Then what do I want to put faith in? And for me, that would be God and Spirit.
Faith in God and Spirit.
What does that look like?
Yeah, what's that look like?
Prayer. Looks like prayer. It looks like softening rather than hardening. It looks like or feels like peace rather than stress.
Opening instead of faith.
Huh?
Peace instead of stress.
Uh-huh. What did you say? Opening instead of closing? Is that what you said?
Opening instead of closing.
Mm-hmm. Expanding instead of contracting. Mm-hmm. So I think about rather than get stressed and try to figure it out in my own mind, I could just soften and I could release a little bit of the tension and I could pray and then be open to receive. That makes me feel more peaceful. That makes me feel less stressed. It makes me more present because then I'm like, okay, like if I'm asking for God to reveal to me what the next steps are, I probably need to be present in order to catch what that reveal is. So there's like a softness that happens. Yeah. Otherwise, if I'm just churning in my brain, there's really no space for anything else to emerge because I'm just locked in mental mode.
Shift of focus.
Mm-hmm.
Shift of state.
Yeah, exactly. I think I get emotional when I tune into like where I feel God has been in my life, and I've always had a connection to God, and sometimes it is just like on the basics where I'm like, there's always food on my plate. I've never not had a roof over my head. I've always had clothes. I've always had more than I've needed. You know, like this house is more than we need. You know, it has more things in it than we need, even if they're not ours.
Abundance and survival.
Hmm.
That's what that chalkboard said, right? I survived. Did they survive?
I survived.
I survived. Did you like that? Chalkboard.
Yeah.
Chairs.
Hmm.
I like that a lot too. That would make a very interesting. It reminds me of the social media thing when it's got like the words that spin through and you take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want.
Your affirmation for the year or whatever.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it reminded me of that.
Mm.
And that I enjoyed people writing down what they
Yeah.
had survived. And it's interesting that my mind wrote it.
Tell me more about
I loved seeing what I saw and was aware of what I did.
that. Hmm.
Uh, I did identify with some of the things on there
Hmm.
that did resonate and trigger emotionality.
Mm.
So shame and anxiety and there's one about parents. I don't remember what it was.
Loss of parents.
Yeah,
Loss of parents. Yeah.
that felt significant. There's something else as well. Suicidal thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting to feel seen and felt with. And then there were things, like you said, things maybe not to write.
You're right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But to me, does that take away from someone's experience? How many people would have liked to have seen that written on there because
Right.
that's what they've been through.
Hmm. I'm surprised I didn't see anything abusive,
That's
like
what
abusive relationship. Or I mean, I don't think it needs to be as explicit as rape. I think that's a bit like shocking, right? But
why not? Is there shame around it?
no,
Triggering.
maybe.
I think it's triggering to people who have or haven't experienced.
I don't know. Both. I also find just certain moments like there's been times where songs on church have made me cry. Just maybe it's a certain day of the week, or just I'm in a certain energy, and then that song comes on, and I'm like, oh, crying because I'm like, I, I think I I think I get emotional when I remember. Like I think so often it's so easy for me to forget like all that God has done, or that God is present, or that God is working magic in my life. And so when like songs or certain sermons or things that people say like activate that remembrance, it makes me really emotional because I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. And just it's just like releases a lot of grief out of me because I think in general I'm just carrying a lot of grief.
Mm.
Like I carry grief that it's hard, or I carry grief that it feels isolating sometimes, or whatever. And then there's certain songs like that just or sermons that just like trigger that emotionality of remembrance.
Where do you experience grief?
What do you mean?
You said you experience
Mm-hmm.
This is something fun.
Well, yeah, my heart, my throat. Mm, my heart mostly, I would say. Like they're writing those things, like the I Survived, right? And they're singing that song, which was like a perfect song, and I love that song. And so it's like I'm crying because I'm grateful,
Yeah.
and I'm also crying because I survived a lot of things,
Yeah.
and I'm crying because that church brought me out of a lot of things, or it supported me through a lot of things.
Even from a distance. Even from a distance.
Mm-hmm. I mean, though I'm not experiencing it live, I'm still experiencing it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not in the room, so I feel it, but you know, through the layer of a two-dimensional surface.
One might argue is the purest way that I experience.
Mm.
And you'll have a very interesting barometer comparison with your experience of life.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd be like, whoa, this is fucking. That would probably be the hook, right? That's probably why it is North Carolina for me. That's probably why like the house is in the vision of North Carolina and why that comes through. Like the moment I go there and I experience it in person, I'll be like, this is where I want to be. Like I'm committed to this. I want to be in this every single week. We live here now. You know? Like we're moving here. Let's live here. Like I don't want to. I think it is one of those things where it's like same with the lake. It was like once I experienced soul fam energy, which I've experienced in everywhere. I've experienced it in Australia. I experienced it at the lake. Right? Like once I have that experience, I'm like, oh, I'm here now. I don't really want to go anywhere else, you know, because it's the thing that supports that part of my journey. And then at some point, I will inevitably fly the coop and go to the people that bring me into my next elevated experience. Like whatever that season of my life is asking for, I will experience that. You know? So I feel like God does that. I feel like God does that.
God does that.
God's like, go here now. You know? And you just follow the call and you go through the growth of that season until the next call, until the next direction. Like I think about that with us, right? Where like I was trying to get out of the lake like a year before I actually got out of the lake. You know, had I gone to Tulum then, for instance, our paths wouldn't have crossed. Of the God gentleman.
It's not that way.
No.
Would have met you in Tulum.
Huh?
Would have just met you in Tulum.
Oh, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe I would have left Tulum by then. And we just would have never crossed.
Maybe we were destined to cross.
Mm-hmm. That was God, right? God through me, through you, through Allah. We're just following the current. I want to do more of that. I feel like there's so much more ease there.
Yeah,
Not that
what
that
kept
doesn't
you
come without
away from
challenge.
the
Huh?
what kept you away from the
I just couldn't get out. I couldn't afford to get out.
ah,
I literally felt the lake was like, no. Like she was just clenched onto me. She was like, you're not leaving. There's shit that you need to be in
what
to move through.
what was it?
Ending of my relationship,
Ah,
going through like that experience and like that experience revealing the truth of what was happening there. Mm, I didn't have the money to go. So like I literally could not leave. Um, uh, yeah,
picture of your boyfriend.
right. And then when I could, I did. I was like, I'm out. I was like, boom, got the money. I was like, here we go. I'm piecing for a while, and then everything like aligned, right? It was like I didn't know that it was gonna be Tulum, and part of me I think was hoping it wasn't gonna be Tulum. I was like, maybe I could go to Europe. Uh, there was somewhere else I was like kind of hopeful to go, but now I can't remember where it was. But Tulum was the place where everything just aligned so easily. Chelsea was like, hey, I have a friend. He's going to be out of town. He's looking for somebody to stay at his house. That's what Chelsea connected me to Ben. Ben was like down to work with my budget. He was like, hey, you want to take care of my cat? I was like, love it. I've got a pool. Awesome. And then it just aligned so perfectly, like the same dates, everything was just like, oh, okay, it's Tulum. It's very clearly Tulum where I'm going.
Where do you think it'll be the next round?
I have no idea.
Same place company.
I have no idea. I mean, even with the lake, Jessica and Dar were like, you should come. Da, da, da. I was like, I don't even know where Guatemala is on a map. Like, seems kind of like mm, there was just so much uncertainty around Guatemala in general. And I wasn't really into it at first. But then Jessica sent me some videos that kind of convinced me. I was like, well, it looked better than Portland in COVID, that's for sure. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just look at flights. And then I got a round trip flight for like $200. I was like, okay, well, I've got money for that. So I'm just going to go. Then maybe I'll go to Mexico for a couple months. But then I just never left Guatemala. I was like,
What
okay.
shift it takes for you that you started, you made enough money to leave the like
Mm. Well, when I was going through the end of my relationship, it was really hard to work because I was so emotional. And so at some point, there was like a reclamation of my life from that relationship. And I started getting clients again. Um, I started getting more like local work as well as virtual work. So I think I just like took my life back from that situation. And
relationship, it's still your focus.
hmm,
Stop stealing your focus.
yeah, I stopped giving it my attention. But there was like other factors to that, like he left the lake for a while. So there's like spaciousness to not like see each other multiple times a day when we're in pain. Um, and just like fall into patterns and stuff. And then, uh, yeah, so again, it's like I feel like the pieces were just kind of moved ever so slightly that gave me the spaciousness that I needed to shift gears. What was your takeaway from that celebration?
Sex.Prayers.
Oh yeah, tell me more.
Can't tell whether you're read.
Okay, read it to me.
Read it.
There's a pookie there. There's a pookie right there.
Right there.
There's a pookie right there. This my pookies. Oh, baby. No.
Example is a celebration of God, including celebrating sexual intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
And, Church of Sex.Prayers to fill you with the fullness of God and birth your desire into being. Living. Be filled with the fullness of God. Like, Sex.Prayers is about like the whole idea of temple is a celebration of God, including celebrating sexual intimacy. It's like, it's come and celebrate sensuality. Come and celebrate performance. Come and celebrate food, beauty, art. Come and celebrate all of that and let sexual connection be a part of that celebration. And celebration of manifestation. Hey, this is a sexual energy is a power thing. You can use this to create life, either physically or in you or without you. I had this thought because you said about how their family were in it and how that must be hard for them. And then I thought about how it might be hard for our family to be on board with what we're doing. And then I thought, well, there's just 3 simple questions, or even 2, like, to say to someone like a parent, have you ever had sex? Probably yes. Actually, definitely yes.
Yeah. Have you ever created when you had sex?
Right.
Okay.
Did it change your life?
Yeah.
Did having sex change your life? Yeah, it did. Great. Come and celebrate that with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Come and celebrate that here. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Sex will change your life.
Sex will change your life. It does change your life.
Exactly. Irrespective of how you approach it, it changes your life. We're not telling you how to approach it.
We're showing you a couple ways.
Yeah.
A couple of the million potentialities possible.
And just to enjoy it. Like, celebrate it. Don't let it be shame. Yeah.
And that's the thing, like the parents of the older generations, that's not something we talk about. It's like, that's why you're repressed.
They talk about, well, that's, I imagine that's why they like boast about their children. That's the way of talking about sex.
Is what?
Talking about, yeah, the fruits of sex.
Yeah.
Can't talk about sex, but I can talk about my kids. And that's the proof that I've had it.
Whether I wanted this or not,
Yeah.
this is what happened.
So I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to say all the things that I love about them. Because that's how I celebrate it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's why we like show photos of the things that we take care of and that we love. Yeah. Hey, I'm keeping this thing alive.
Yeah, like, look at my garden.
Look at my cat.
Look at my cat.
Look at me. Look at what I'm doing.
We're celebrating 20 years of ministry.
Yeah, that's huge. And I felt the authenticity in the words he was saying.
And his emotion.
Yeah.
He's emotional.
Yeah.
Wow. How would you not be? I think like 20, if in 20 years we were looking around at something like that, I would be bawling myself. I would be losing my shit. I would be like, this is so clearly God. Like yes, I've done the labor
Mm-hmm.
of it, but it's like because of my faith and my commitment that this became possible. There's no way that I in and of myself am doing that by myself.
This was bigger than me.
Exactly. It's like the same with Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is out there like, this is all mine. I did this all by myself. Like celebrating myself. Like, I think that's like a part of it. Like you look back, that's like hindsight. You're there, and I think of course like more goals for the next 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And in that moment, it's just to forget about the progress that they used to do. Look back. Like if I think of my life 20 years ago, that would be enough to make me cry about where. Wow. 20 years ago, I would have had the vision, but I would have had no idea how it was going to happen at all. And I look at it. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, and I was like, I look back at my life, and I'm like, of course it was like this. I used to want to dance on international stages. I wanted to perform. I wanted my movement to be what like allowed me to travel the world. And like, this has all been part of that over the last like 9-10 years. So, I mean, even before that, actually, because I started that journey before I ended up dancing for a couple of years before I left.
Now you get to decide what it looks like for the next 20 years.
Exactly.
How do you want to be dancing on stages and?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not this. Some of the influencers that we were talking about, they're saying just open a retreat center in Mexico. They're looking for like allies where you invest in it, but as facilitators, then you have access to that. So you have a permanent retreat center that you use anytime you do your retreats there. And you can operate it on site, whatever. It's a beautiful place on the west coast of Mexico. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. That'd be so amazing.
Yeah.
To get that. Hey, you. Get an investor. Create an investment plan. Get an investor who believes in us and what we're doing. And then we work for somebody.
You need to make sure that what happened to my friend doesn't happen.
Well, that's different though. He didn't have an investor. He was the investor.
He was the investor.
Yeah. Well, he would have been protected if it was a legal venture. You know what I mean? So there's that part of like, oh, you're working together.
No, it was legal. I all went through lawyers. Just complicated.
Yeah.
Grey areas. Yeah, I feel complete. Thank you. So I bought food. No.
Okay, I'm just great.